Hello, today I'm going to tell you about a big change in how America is dealing with trade. In 2025, President Donald Trump raised tariffs on imports from countries like China, Canada, and the European Union. But what exactly are tariffs? Why are they going up? And how does it affect the global economy and your daily life? Let's break it down in simple terms. Firstly, let's start with what tariffs are. The tariffs are taxes imposed on goods that are imported from other countries, increasing the price of those goods for consumers or businesses. Now, let's look at the initial tariffs from February 2025. First, there are 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada. Then, there are 10% tariff on Canadian energy products and all Chinese imports. Then there is implementation paused for 30 days and enacted on March the 4th, prompted retaliatory measures from affected countries. Now let's look at the tariffs announced on Liberation Day, which was the 2nd of April. Universal 10% tariff on all imports, and some countries are being higher targeted. For example, now there's 34% on Chinese goods, 20% on EU imports, 24% on Japanese products, and 46% on Vietnamese goods. And this is intended to address trade imbalances and protect the US industry. Next, let us look at the historical context. This reflects Trump's first-term policies from 2017 to 2021. He used a similar use of tariffs to reduce trade deficits and boost domestic production. Now let's look at the international response to this. China, the EU, and Canada condemned the measures, and they also made promises of retaliation, protective actions for their workers and economies. Now let's look at the economic impact. So now there is a predicted 2.3% rise in consumer prices and the estimated 3,800 annual cost to households. Now, US growth rate may drop by nearly 1%. Stock markets reacted sharply too. S&P 500 dropped minus 4.9%. Dow lost minus 1,700 points. Now for the political reactions. Republicans support the tariffs as protective of US jobs and industry. Democrats criticize them as harmful to consumers and risky for the economy. Now for the global economic concerns. There is a threat to global supply chains and trade volume. There are now also risks for export-reliant emerging economies. Multinational corporations may face increased costs and logistical issues. And that's how the US tariff changes are shaping trade and prices all around the world. If you found this helpful, be sure to watch my next video. It's packed with more fascinating facts and general knowledge you don't want to miss. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. That's it for today. See you soon.